drama afoot in the Dose Grande between BYU and Utah. Alex Markham, who is a prominent Utah source, tweets the following. That $20 million BYU basketball roster sure has crumbled. Get it? Because the cookie.
That's pretty good. I got to give him credit there.
See what he did there. So, $20 million, by the way, that got 1.9 thousand likes. You would give a lot for 1.9 thousand likes on a tweet.
Dude, how about 1.9 thousand views on a YouTube video? I'd love that too.
That statement is crazy. $20 million. Spencer Linton, friend of the program, responds to that and says, you say it like you know the financial number, when in reality, you have zero clue. I know the number. And Spencer, by the way, works for BYU TV. He knows the number. But you will never know the actual number. And it's not even close to what you say it is. Why do you insist on spreading false information? Is rage bait really your platform? It's going down on the Big 12 Twitter. Yes, Sam.
Can we get Jayhawk Lasso's full response here?
Jayhawk Lasso says, Spencer cooked this man.
Gotcha.
Yep. Spencer cooked this man. Pretty good from leave that on screen for a second. So Alex Markham, Utah reporter, says $20 million. Spencer Linton says, hey, I work there, and no, that's not it. Markham responds, thanks for engaging, Spencer. Everyone, including other Big 12 administrators, knows BYU is going far beyond the cap with players. And might I say, NIL is not capped. Revenue sharing is capped. I think Alex knows that's not what he's going for here, but he's going far beyond the cap. I mean, props to them for being able to, but it's amusing with how the basketball team is doing. Here comes Spencer. He says, okay, so your whole platform is to try and rage bait people. Yeah,
that's a ridiculous platform, by the way. That anyone who runs a platform like that,
you don't care about the truth. Your currency is clicks. Well, at least you answered my question. I thought you were better than that, man. Disappointing.
Boom! Oh, Spencer, sheesh, man. The extra disappointing, man.
This reminds me. This is like when JT Westercell comes on literally any one of our shows. This is what the comments look like. The comments usually say your whole platform is to try and rage bait people. So Markham posts the $20 million. Spencer Linton, who works for BYU, says not $20 million. And then Alex says, well, you know the BYU is breaking the rules. Spencer claps back. And then finally, Alex says, okay, I'm gonna try to end. You know, last one to butt in here. Alex says, nah, man, I just have a little harmless fun. You should try and have some harmless fun. I've actually said some pretty complimentary things about BYU, and that's what this is like saying. By
the way, wrong complimentary. I think.
I'm gonna go somewhere crazy. I've actually said some pretty complimentary things about BYU. That's what cracks me up every time I'm blunt about something, and you BYU fans lose it at me. Enjoy your Sunday, my dude. This is like saying, I'm not racist. I have black friends. You make a really big statement where you're like, oh yeah, BYU is $20 million. You're rage baiting. And look, most of Twitter is rage bait, by the way. So I'm far be it for me to be mean to the rage baiter, but hitting him with a hey, and by the way, I say nice things about BYU too. I've said nice things about BYU in the past. I'm not racist. I'm not rage baiting. I have black friends. My college roommate is Vietnamese. Well, half, but that's the equivalent here. We've got beef on the timeline.
We have got some serious beef there. That is real beef. So you don't think it's 20 million?
I was entertained, and that's what the conversation should go. Okay. What is it? What is it actually at BYU?
Let's get the truth.
No, I do not. I have a lot. Yeah. And so here's why. I have spoken with inside sources at BYU, and I have no doubt. By the way, Alex Markham is really well connected, and you know what? Maybe he's got a pretty confident source who said 20 million based on some number, or a source who's donating and thinks it's 20 million based on some number. I can't speak for that. What I can speak for is the Dybantsa number. Let's say the Dybantsa number is on the high end of what we've heard, right? $6 to $8 million. Let's say it's $8 million, which I don't think it's 8. And the Rob Wright number was
3.5.
So the Richie Saunders number would be, we'll put Richie Saunders at 3.5 2, 3. I don't think they needed to pay him as much to stay. BYU guy, he's sticking around. He got his payday in that Kentucky debacle where he almost went with Mark Pope. So we're at $12 million here, $13 million. And that's us doing the high end of the game. You're telling me that and this is me being facetious because I get it. BYU has a very good roster. You're telling me the plumbers and the mailmen outside of the big three are making up $7 or $8 million of this roster. Half the guys that are sitting around hurt are making $7, $8 million. Like I get it. Bosco's good. Cato's good. Dawson Baker's good. I don't think Abdullah Ahmed needed that much money to leave the NBA ranks and forfeit the NBA All-Star opportunity to play at BYU. Also, that's sarcasm. I don't think it's $20 million.
Can I give an unpopular take around college sports that does? I mean, BYU, I think, would fit into this. Unpopular take.
Don't rage bait, please.
Is like, even if BYU was giving $20 million out to their roster, like that would suck for schools like, you know, Baylor and TCU and the smaller schools in the conference that can't pony that up. But it's like, I find it tough to be mad at that. Like, you know, BYU and Texas Tech have seemingly endless pockets when it comes to paying these guys for football and basketball. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of how the game is played now. That's what the NCAA has allowed. You know, and it does kind of stink, but no more than anything else in college sports does. Like if college sports allowed for this to happen, then it's like, why wouldn't you take advantage? It's like the Dodgers in baseball, man, right? There's no salary cap there. They've found a way to buy up all these players because they do deferred payments. It's like, why isn't anybody else doing that? You know what I mean? Why aren't other teams or schools investing like that? And I know some of them can't. I cover a team that can't do that kind of money, but it's like, that's what the NCAA has put forward. That's what they have allowed. That's what, you know, that's how they've made the game, so to speak. So even if it was that, which I agree, I don't think they're putting $20 million into that roster. Even if it was, it's like, yeah, well, that's what the game is now.
Can I show you something? I'm going to show you something. Please. One of my favorite memes of all time. Spence posts a picture of a pizza and says, "Always flip a lucky." That's cheese pizza with one piece by the way, flipped over. Carrie Technician says, "Looks awful." To which Spence replies with, "If you died, nothing in my life would change." That's how I feel about a BYU spending $20 million on its basketball roster. If you died, nothing in my life would change. Like, it's just, if they are, it doesn't affect. There's a war going on. Like,
Ed Cooley.
In tandem, it works with a smile might be good. Nothing to smile about in my life. Like, every time someone's like, you hear BYU's paying $20 million to roster, they're bombing people. There is genocide in some random country in Latin America. Like,
yeah, man.
No,
like,
man.
To me, like the whole, to bring it back to a Rob Wright thing, something that I was very much worked up about. Like, if we're doing a blame pie, it's like 95% the fact that he walked away from a signed contract and 5% the money he's actually getting paid. You know, like at that point, I don't really care, you know, that it's this much more money. It's just like, it's again going back to, we need to have some rules in place. So that is hating the game rather than the player, so to speak.
Good. Coming up, TCU women's basketball wins the regular season again to the behest of the Baylor Bears. Fire the coach? Maybe. Locked on Big 12, locked on Baylor. Start spreading the news. Today's show is brought to you by Robinhood. Look, dog, I'm 25 years old. That's still pretty ripe. I could get on the show and be like, I'm 21 years old. And like, the age was just jarring. 25 is pretty normal now, which sucks. But what if sports were traded like markets at Robinhood? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell positions live all game long. Use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood prediction markets change the game. The people moving the action. So when the momentum shifts, you can move with it. I always knew the game, but never knew I had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. Now I can actually take part live in a market powered by the people. You're no longer just a spectator. Play by play. You decide. Trade every play with Robinhood, now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood app today. Futures are cleared. Swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Even contracts are offered up by Robinhood Derivatives, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. Robinhood.